This is a healing camp. The relatives came up with that name. We've built a family here, and we care for one another.
Good morning. Thank you so much for everybody coming out this morning to have breakfast with the community here at Nenookaasi. My name is Cristin Crabtree. I'm one of the organizers here, and this is Nicole Mason, and this is Gretchen.
The relatives having a stable place to come back to every day and call home. That's how we've been able to get people into recovery, into housing, so that those outreach workers can find them time to time. There's all these steps to getting into housing. It's not just, hey, here's housing, let's go.
There's a lot of empty buildings around. I don't know why they can't be utilized into affordable housing for apartments for us.
We're not trying to just have an encampment forever. That is not our goal.
Our homeless crisis is out of control. With what resources that we have, we're doing the best that we can.
We are here to say no eviction without services, housing, and resources for our community.
We need no eviction, and we need to keep Camp Nenookaasi.
Evictions are violent in a multitude of ways. When evictions happen, it's hard for outreach to do their job. It's incredibly expensive to evict a camp, and it undercuts the progress being made, and that makes no sense. We know that there are not enough shelter spaces in our community, and we also know that the shelter spaces that exist don't work for everyone. When we disrupt the only home that a person has, that is inherently violent. It's their only stability. So we see upticks in violence, in overdose, disease spread, and we see people go missing.
The morning after the eviction, I drove the streets and I found 3 women and brought them back. People are slowly making their way here.
My name is Jorge Grijalva, but everyone calls me Chico. This is my home right here. The fact that I don't have to set up camp every day and worry about me being evicted on a daily basis is the best part. We've tried many different shelters. A lot of the people inside the shelters are sick. You hear a lot of coughing. A lot of them are open rooms, and you're subject to many different things. With these people here, it's more laid back and more comforting. Yeah, there's still friction and tension here, but it's different. So us being here is a good thing for us. Everyone, not just myself, will have a difficult time living in the limited space that we have here, including the neighbors. You know, they have a difficult time too adjusting to us being here and whatnot. But you know, if we all stick together and work together, we should overcome it.
I understand this is not ideal. Before my addiction, if I would live next door and I didn't understand addiction, I would have probably looked at them in a different way. I would have been thinking about my grandkids, so I understand that part. But what I see the community has been doing is, boom, go over there, out of sight, out of mind. Boom, out of sight, out of mind for us. And we can't. They're neighbors too, they're human beings. And it's not just me. We got the yurt union that provides our wood and our yurts. It's a group of amazing people. They came in and set it up for them to be warm night after day after night. We have people shopping. There's me and the relatives here, and then we got all these wonderful people hugging us.
And just flying cars, not houses.
Yeah, bright and early. We forgot that the sun doesn't rise until like right now. You know, mostly here today we're just picking up trash around the neighborhood and also sharing flyers with neighbors that talk a little bit about the camp and how folks can get involved and support. The city of Minneapolis and the Fry administration is really kind of fanning tensions between housed and unhoused neighbors by not providing the support that our unhoused neighbors at Nenookaasi need. And We're here to say, like, actually a city that works for housed and unhoused neighbors is possible. And there are certainly folks who are concerned about things like, seeing an increase in trash or safety concerns, things like that. But, what I know to be true from talking with folks at camp is, like, those are also concerns that folks in Nenookaasi have.
It's absolutely accurate to say that violence and harm is a concern. It is for all of us. The safety of the people inside the camp is directly connected to the safety of our housed neighbors, and it's unfair to blame the most vulnerable people in this situation. When you're really, really cold and it's the middle of the night, that's all you think about. You're not thinking about, oh, where can I go where it will be less disruptive? You're thinking, I don't want to die. The way that we shift those conditions is by meeting people's needs. Many of our unhoused neighbors are people with generational trauma, whether that is because they are an immigrant to this community or because they are Indigenous and experienced boarding schools and colonization. Yes, there have been tragic things that have happened at Nenookaasi. That is a result of the systemic violence that we see in our community. We also see beautiful things at Nenookaasi every day.
The first part of this action that I'm bringing forward, temporarily pausing forced removals or closures of encampments.
Is this staff directive within the council's authority? That's a question for the city attorney.
This really goes to the day-to-day enforcement of an ordinance that really is within the executive authority.
Enforcement is inherently a series of discretionary decisions.
There is a law about outdoor camping, so it is illegal to camp publicly outdoors. The mayor is correct about there being certain laws. There is not an official encampment policy. Some of this is his choice.
What I tried to explain to him was we need to listen to the people. And he was like, I will this year.
So here we are, ready to be evicted without notice. The mayor says that he is working with us to help a treatment center, but this is what he's doing.
So it's time to close.
We did give you a notice last week.
No, you did not. You guys said you're planning, but with no date.
If there's a date, people can plan, we can have support.
I have been to every meeting and I have been fucking under control.
Nicole, you're gonna have 90 minutes.
90 minutes is nothing.
You move out of your crib in fucking 90 minutes.
Listen to me.
All of this relationship building and partnership is bullshit, and that's what you guys do to our Native people every single time. We are last. We are always brushed under the rug.
Is there somebody who has a relative inside? 90 minutes we have to leave, but we have to go through a process to be able to receive help.
Right now we're not letting anybody in.
I live there though. I mean, I can go get my stuff now. I don't have that much stuff in here.
Oh, sorry. They're going to have a press conference at 11 o'clock downtown.
Downtown?
Makes no sense to have it downtown.
This isn't being run by the police department. I'm just the police chief.
You're not running the eviction?
No.
Community members at Camp Nenookaasi and neighbors in the area have been very clear for the need of public safety at the encampment. They called 911 and asked for help removing an individual who was noted to be a source of conflict for the past weeks and who was armed. Can you give me a status update on why this individual was not removed and then later shot somebody, which was one of the reasons this encampment was evicted, according to the city?
I don't have that information handy for you.
They reported that somebody had a gun. The police didn't do anything, and then someone got shot.
Other question regarding MPD, Commissioner Barnett. So we almost dispatched, totality-wise, an entire precinct, the 3rd precinct alone, for this particular encampment eviction. That is wild. We're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars of resources on these evictions.
We can talk about long-term visions, but we just kicked 100 people out yesterday and forced them a couple blocks down.
Wanted to thank everybody for coming out. We wanted to get you out to the new spot. We've been through 2 evictions this week.
I'm absolutely disgusted by the city of Minneapolis. They keep playing this whack-a-mole with us, right? I'm in the game. We're all in the game now. You tell me I'm sit at the table and then the chair's ripped right from underneath me. The city thinks, oh, we're going to exhaust the allies. We're going to exhaust angry grandma. And then she'll give up. She'll go home. Guess what? I am an Ojibwe grandmother. You can't get any stronger than that. And I'm not going anywhere.
These are beautiful, wonderful people. I've made friends in this camp. I can't turn my eyes away from them now that I know the people the way I do, and I invite everyone to build those relationships too.
This is a choice, and it needs to change. I want our leaders in our city to be as tired as I am. I want our leaders in our city to know what it's like to stay at a temporary shelter bed. I want them to go stay in a temporary shelter for a day or 2 and then come back to me and tell me that that's where a rape victim should have to go sleep.
Tearing our community apart here, I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna keep everybody together until we have some real results for this.